Hello friends, these are corrections for daily math for September 3rd, 2020. Right, the first problem is greater than, less than, or equal to. So we started with the numbers 17,987, and then we have 17,877. All right. When you are determining greater than, less than, or equal to, when you are comparing numbers, you start at the largest place value, and we notice the ones are the same, so we move on. Sevens are the same. We keep going to the right until we get a different digit. So now we have 9 and 8. So which one of those is greater? The 9 is greater, so that means that 17,987 is greater than 17,877. Right? The next one is multiplication. We have 20 times 5. We have 20 times 6. And we have 20 times 7. Now guys, this is multiplication with multiples of 10. And we've talked a little bit about in past daily math sessions and in some of our meetings where you can multiply the 2 times the 5 and you get 10, and you can just tack that 0 on there. Now you can also do it where it's 20 times 5. I'm not sure how well you can see that. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10. So your answer is 100. All right. If we do this one, we can say 2 times 6 is 12. And then pop that 0 on the end. So 120. You can also do it 20 times 6. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 2 is 12. Do you see how you're getting the same answer no matter which method you use? It's just whichever makes the best sense to you. All right, so this one we can say 2 times 7 is 14. And then with the multiple of 10, 140. Or if you set it up on top of each other like this, 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 2 is 14. So regardless of which way you do it, you're going to get the same answer if you multiply correctly. Okay? All right, your next problem says round each number to the nearest 10, then add. So our problem is 34 plus 81. All right, so let's round this number to the nearest 10. So here's the 10 place. Find your number. Look next door. 5 or higher, add 1 more. 4 or less, just ignore. So since this is a 4, we're going to keep our 3 and put our 0 because 34 is closer to 30 than 40. So that's why it's 30. So now let's round 81 to the nearest 10. The 8 is in the tens place. So that's the number we're rounding to. Find our number. Look next door. 5 or higher, add 1 more. 4 or less, just ignore. And when we're doing that rounding rhyme, we're talking about the neighbor. So since this neighbor is a 1, we don't put another one on here. And the reason that works is because 81 is closer to 80 than 90. All right? And if we add those together, and if it's easier for you, you can put them on top of each other like that. Just like up here, you're going to get the same answer. 0 plus 0 is 0. 3 plus 8 is 11. Or if you know that 30 plus 80 is 110 going sideways, you can do it that way. But that's how we got 110 for this answer. All right. The last one today is listing our factors. And remember, factors are those numbers that you can multiply together to get this as an answer. So one problem that you can do is 1 times 12. All right? So 1 and 12 would be a factor. You can also do 2 and 6 as factors. And there are 2 more in 12. We can do 3 and 4. Now, when I list factors in like answers and things, you've still listed the factors this way. I normally go back and put them in number order like this. But all I'm doing here, friends, is using this list and putting it in number order. If you have it in this order, as long as you have all 6 of those numbers, you would get this problem correct. It doesn't have to be in that order. Okay? The second part of this question is the number prime or composite? Remember, we said that a prime number is a number that the only way you can get that answer is to say 1 times the number. So an example of a prime number would be like 3, because the only way you can get the answer of 3 by multiplying whole numbers is 1 times 3. 5 is another example. The only multiplication problem that you can do with whole numbers to get the answer 5 is 1 times 5. But since we have more than one way that we can get the answer of 12 when multiplying, the number 12 is composite. Okay? Those are your corrections for September 3rd.